I right?
Absolutely. There's several articles that came out in the Journal of San Diego History some years ago. Paul Wiesel wrote a couple. I wrote one, but there is no book. And so if you go down the tourist center or um, a couple of bookstores near the Presidio, there's not even a small monograph on it. And I suppose part of the reason is you would have to really kind of get into the history. And as you know, as a Spanish Iberian scholar, that requires you to read Spanish if you're going to do it right. And my capability is pretty good there. So that separates a lot of people out. And then I just think, for whatever reason, it did become the forgotten city or the buried city. And the city of San Diego, frankly, is not a very good steward of it. It is a city park, but they really don't care because there's no major attraction there in their view. It's the buildings are still there under the ground, but that's too esoteric for the city of San Diego. So no, there was no one book. So I'm hoping this book fills that void.
It's interesting considering that San Diego, and I visit there a lot, as I mentioned, because I have a lot of family there, is one of the Presidio sites in California. But when you think about Presidios and visiting them, you think of Santa Barbara, you think San Francisco, but you don't think of San Diego. And you did mention that it hasn't been a good steward. Why do you suppose that is? You hinted at it, but what do you think?
Well, without getting too far down in the weeds, the one that I've told my students for 30 years, and I still do some adult education classes, is I almost think, first of all, it's because there's not a standing structure. I mean, the one in Santa Barbara is absolutely beautiful, right? And you can feel it when you go there. And they even closed off a street to do archaeology, and further it. So
Right.
I think because Americans tend to have an edifice complex, not Oedipus, but edifice, we need a building. We need to walk through something. And that's why the mission is so popular in Mission Valley, because you can go there and take the tours and all of that. So I think that's part of it. Another part, I hate to say, I think there's just a little bit of racism. And by that, I mean the different groups in San Diego, Save Our Heritage Organization or whoever, they tend to, again, be architectural people. They tend to be edifice oriented and white architects, white merchants, Marston, that whole thing. So I think a little bit of it was sort of a strange denial of the Spanish roots, although Old Town, for years made its money pushing Mexican Spanish history. So I think that's part of it. And then the third one is given the city, like every city, it has funding problems. And so when city council members come up to vote for money, they just don't want to put any money into it. There was talk years ago about excavating, and we did part of it, and then rebuilding at least one room, but that was going to be over $2.5 million. And so versus swing sets or versus sand replenishment on the beach, it just didn't play. So I think it's a convergence of those things.